Greetings everyone, here's Lodrick again, and this is a game for in the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my play by email match against KilRoy. He's the commander of the Allied forces, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on the game version 27, so the new map. And KilRoy also gets the bonus of working American torpedoes at the start of the war, so no Mark 14 issue. I still unload here some forces at Cebu Island and the Dutch East Indies, cleaning up some smaller resistance bases, but still bases where KilRoy operate search airplanes out of this. Still running here in this AVP. And also the destroyer engagement here. So nothing new, nothing too special. Ordinary small scale engagement all over the map. Yeah, and we see us again. I normally need here one separate escort ship to deal with this AVP. So now searching and scouting enemy ships. A lot of misreports. Once more attack on Cebu Island, once more as jungle, so everyone hit something. And even the American flag still is able to kill some of my airframes. But at the same time, my bombing campaign in China and in Burma is more successful. And some B-17s out of wake. Today they hit something and destroy even a gun. Maybe the first time they successfully hit the target. Yeah, all blue reports can always dismiss this. So no powerful airstrike, no fighter engagement. A soft turn again. So I also landed Dili. bombardment in Aichang. Still Chinese are stronger. Shock attack. Yeah. My army and my tanks are now together fighting and cleaning up this Chinese units, and they're all broken and no more anything left. 3 destroyed, 3 forced to flee. And I take here on this 19th India Division because I crossed the river. And this India Division is now also forced back north. There's a lot of equipment getting destroyed. And finally also Cebu surrendering with the last American forces and 2 scout airplanes here. Finally. So now Philippines is official conquered. Nothing left. And the Australians using also their support equipment for this coastal battery. And the Dutch also are forced to give up East Timor. So a very successful land phase battle today. American surrender, Dutch surrender, British are forced back with left back their equipment, and the Chinese losing more equipment in central China. So even if it was not the most exciting day, it was a successful day for me. 7 to so reported now 4 Stearmans destroyed in the ground, and the Commodore report was only 2. But it must be 4 because 7 was in total, and this is here 5, 6, and 7. So okay. So the Commodore report is really never true, or not really often true. All these numbers are only roughly estimated or whatever. And KilRoy destroyed my gun maybe on the ground, but also lost the B-17 maybe in these operations. So I think this is a good trade for me at the end. I lost still 2 pilots. Ugh. Nothing sunk again, at least not official. And we can also maybe make a short check here. So 24 and a little to 5,600. So it's not 5 to 1, but 4.5 to 1 or something like this. Maybe a long time I don't talk about this more. So my approach or setup with Japan is more or less: do not build any. Don't build any submarines because they are too expensive. You can see a rowboat is 24 points, and normal fleet submarine is 33 points. If you compare this to a destroyer, then it's double or triple the price. This makes no sense, really. Because Japanese submarines are maybe good in the first 6 months of the war, but I think latest in summer and autumn of 42, Japanese subs losses will simply increase, because Japanese subs get never better, but Allied equipment starts to rise early on and non-stop. So Japanese subs getting weaker and weaker every month in the war. And first in summer of 44 they're getting Raider. And I think that is already too late to have an impact. So I would say why I won't even build Japanese submarines if I have the opportunity to build other ships at the same time. So I stop all of the submarines and invest all this in destroyers, of course. But there's only limited numbers of destroyers you can build with Japan early on. I built only the Musashi normal speed, but Yamato is on hold. I think because I want to have them at the same time together done. Cruisers I have only on normal build. I think it makes also no sense to. All of these cruisers are nothing special. This new class of heavy light cruiser. This is the only first 10,000 ton light cruiser that Japanese built. If I could build more of them, I would say yeah, I go for this. They have the problem that they have only this forward faced main guns. You can say it's an advantage or a disadvantage, doesn't matter. These guns are really good. These are 15.5 centimeter. It sounds not like a big change, but this additional caliber size is really increasing the penetration. With this shells, you can even penetrate heavy cruiser armament if you're a little lucky, and they have the range. So I like these guns. These are the same guns. Normally these are Mogami guns from Mogami cruiser. Yeah, but you can only build one. So this is a game. The game don't let you choose what to build. You can only say yes or no, and then how fast. Anyway, so the most of my shipyard points going always for carriers, because carriers are at the end flexible. A carrier is only a ship, but what you put on this ship is then up to you. You can make fighters for defense, or you can say dive bombers or torpedo bombers or whatever you want add on in. So you see I push all carriers. The Shiano is simply a no-go for this. At least not in scenario 1. In scenario 2, of course, you can build it because Shinano is in scenario 2 a Taiho class carrier, and this makes sense. The Taiho is for me only normal build, so long I don't have points left. It's a good carrier, but it's simply too expensive. I can build other carriers cheaper. You can see Taiho is 103. And all these others carriers from 44, 45, they're only 60. So I can nearly build two normal Unryu class carriers with nearly the same air capacity. And yeah, this is the point. These are medium class carriers, and they have also speed and range. They only lack normally protection. But again, if everyone knows the story of Taiho, if one torpedo can sink this kind of fleet carrier, then for what is your protection? The deck armor is nice to have if it can stop the 1,000 pound dive bomber payload. But later on you get the problems that the Americans have so many submarines and they're getting better torpedoes. And in this game, KilRoy have already good torpedoes. So I normally fear more torpedoes than dive bombers. And you can never build that carrier. You cannot build any ship what is protected against torpedoes. You can maybe make a deck protection against dive bomber attacks, or you make increasing the anti-flak or the flak stuff that dive bombers dying if they are attacking you. That is maybe possible, but for torpedoes I think there's no final solution. Good. Only a short side note. Why what I do. And again, this is scenario 1. This is a realistic scenario. Scenario 2 with Japan offer you more points, more ships, more flexibility, and I would always suggest, if you're new to Japan, always try to play scenario 2 in the first game, because it's simply more easy. You can do mistakes and change them later on. But if you later have experience with Japan and you really want a real game, then you must better play scenario 1. The challenge is increasing on economy and technology setups much more. And because we talk about maybe industry, I can also show roughly my, maybe very shortly, my engine setup. And again, I talk about this. This is now this setup with H33 one factory only, but triple for 35, triple for 34. Main reason is because you need first 34 engines, second 35 engines. And in my A&D setup, I need the 33 first in the last moment. Because this airframe is based on 35, I need here the airframe first, or the ND. Which airframe needs a 32? Tojo needs 34, Oscar needs 35. Helen is with 34 also need already the engines. So Helen need, and I have the 34 already, and the Oscars with 35 need. And I think for both I have already the bonus. Here is bonus over 500, so I get double my AND. And H34 is also double. So both of these airframes, if I have any airframes in under D, AND, I get now double AND per turn. Engines or airframes based on this two airframes based on these two engines still get only the normal AND bonus if they are ready for AND. But so far I don't have any airframe ready for AND, so it doesn't matter. I don't must force something quickly if it's not ready. So this 33 is really only if I'm done with the A6M5 I will go to A6M8, and this one is based on 33. So I have time first. If this is done, and you can see there's still 1 year AND production I have to boost before I can change to M8. And normally, roughly calculation is at that time I will have the Mitsubishi H33 at a pool of 500. That would be then perfect, because then I waste nothing. Good. But again, play scenario 2. If you don't understand this, if you never touch this, never play scenario 1. That makes no sense. You will only kill your game in the long run. Good, no big change here over the map. Nothing really happens here. I force this British forces out of the hex, so I control again the situation. You can also see that my carriers are slowly retreating. I was hoping for a little more air activity, so I stay here, but no, I cannot lure more. I have here a tanker. I'm not more sure. I think originally to refuel, but here is also, this is all empty. Yeah, here is something coming, so this is why I also need the tankers. So maybe in the future we have some more battles in Indian Ocean. Timor is nearly conquered. Dili, there's no base force. The Dutch, they give up. I have only here some Dutch forces in the jungle. I will take care of this. Cebu's finally fall. Unluckily, the Americans or the Filipinos burned down the local industry more or less. But it's okay. Nothing too critical here. Nothing coming in or out of Darwin, looks like. So if I finish my operations in Timor, maybe I can go for Darwin. I don't have too much equipment left for this, but yeah. I try to stabilize the situation in Comac. Unloading here now. Supplies. And in Marshall Islands, no big clash. So I unload my supplies in my bases and getting slowly everything under control, and then normally can also run my torpedo bombers soon again. And my carriers are still in Truk. No, not more in Truk. Where are my carriers now? Let's check. Carriers are in the ocean. Here. So I'm in the position more or less south of Luganville. Maybe I can intercept here some shipping in Fiji or in Nomaya. Maybe we'll have a carrier strike here, or carrier clash, or whatever, air battle soon. We will see. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.